Okay, so today we are going to paint a, a flower, right? So I'm not sure this the translation if it makes sense, because the English name is begonia grandis, but in Chinese we do have like a Chinese name, but we actually have a few different type of species of the flower. So let me share the screen. If you can see this one. Uh, yeah, this one also. I think um, in Chinese the Chinese name is Chu Hai Tang. That means the Chu it means autumn, right? Then the Hai Tang, right, is more like a begonia, right? But this one is mostly we will see, some in the flower was comparing to the ones grow on the tree. I think that's the different parts. But today we're gonna learn some ways for the color mixing. So kind of we need to go for more complex color mixing technique because in the past we carry two colors on the brush. That's the maximum. So today the flower, the leaf, right? We're gonna try more because for this flower, as you can see from the picture, right? The leaf on the leaf they also have some white dots, right? And the leaf itself is not only green but it also has a little bit purplish, right? If you see the next photo. See this one? The leaf is more like you have some red and purplish inside the leaves, right? Then also have this one, similar. And this is how the flower grows. In Chinese culture, the meaning of this flower, and this flower it was actually called the god within all flowers. The god, for peony we say is the king of all flowers, but this is called the god. The meaning of this flower is that you are missing someone and you are thinking about somebody, right? And then also that it also carries the prosperity meaning, right? So if you love somebody, right, and then you miss them, then usually you send this type of flower instead of rose or other type of thing. So that's actually the meaning in Chinese culture, right? And in Chinese painting, this type of flower, we do have small xie, but I think we have done a lot of small xie. So today we're gonna try big xie, right? Which we're gonna need some more abstract, not to say all the abstraction, but to kind of like use the brush technique to show not only the shape of the flower, but it's more like the color it carries, right? So I think this is the flower. We see, it's a very simple flower, not so complex, right? And with the yellow statement in the center, dots. And then you can see from here. Here are the flowers. Now, common flower we use in Chinese painting is this type of pink color flower that we use, right? Okay. Without further saying, let's just start it. Change the camera. Okay. All right. Yeah. So today, when we are painting this flower, as we saw just now, the flowers contains, especially the leaf contains multiple colors, not just the green. So the color mixing for today, right, is also going to be more complex than usual because we're going to take some more colors, right? So we can take, right now, we can take a big brush for the leaf first. So we're going to do the leaf first. And then for the color-wise, this is the Embrand, the 12 color, right? We also have the Maurice, the 12 color. Maurice color. Oh, very messy right now. So all the colors mixed. Anyway, I'm going to take out the color, right? And then you can also write the color code down the paper. Right? So first one, right? For the green, we are using, right? We are using the traditional, the 58 in the M brand, which is 495 in the Maurice. And we also have the yellow, which is 25 in the M brands, and the same 218 in the Maurice. But today we're going to add on one more color, which is number 55 in the M brand, which is another one is 593 in the Maurice brand. So we are using these three colors to create the green color we need. So the gray, we'll just write down the color code is 58, 25, and the 55 for the M brand. For the Maurice is 495, 218, and 593. So by mixing this color with the green, later you will see the difference. It's going to come out quite different from the normal green we created, right? And then for the purplish on the leaf, right, we are going to use a few other colors. So let me just take out the color. Where's my Jusha? For the M brand, we're going to take 52, the Jusha, right? Then we're going to take the 54, and then plus the 53. So this one is for the red leaf. So we're going to take number 52, 53, and 54. For the Maurice brand, is basically 398, 390, and then 400. So you see, we are going to use a lot of colors today. And also when we're mixing those colors on the brush, right, we're gonna take all of them on the one brush, one single brush. So sometimes people imagine, oh, we got too much colors, and then what color will come out, right? So those are the things we're gonna introduce today, right? How we're gonna mix the different type of colors on the same brush. Just put this back. Please. So first one, we are going to create a normal green. So what you need to do, right, you can take the dark blue, the 58 or 495, right? In the one slot, blue. Then you take the yellow in the second. Right, then you put this 593 or 55 color. All right, so first let's make the green we need. So the big brush, you need to fully soak in the water, right? So get the whole brush, right? As normal, right? When we're mixing the color, we still take the dark to light. In this case, we're gonna take the blue into the yellow. So by putting blue into the yellow, we're having the green. In the green. Remember, when you're mixing color, right? You need to get the whole brush white, whole brush with the color, right? So you cannot just from the tape. So whole brush is color. And then after you have this green, so what we do, we take some more sunlu into the color. So we want some more here. Take back some more blue and yellow, right? And you are going to mix them together. And this whole thing, this 593 or number 55 color is going to make your green more brighter on the paper, more brighter on the paper. right? So once you have the whole brush in this color, right? Now we're gonna take the red color. The red color, we're gonna put the 398 or the 52 first. 398 a little bit. Then we're gonna put the 390 or the 54 in the membrane. And then we're gonna take the 400, right, which is 53 in the membrane. So the whole leaf color, right? Now we're taking the whole brush with the green color, right? Now we're gonna do, right? We're gonna take half of the brush in number 52, half of the brush. See, I'm actually getting more of the 52 on the brush. So I'm having half of the brush with this color. And then, right, once you have the brush having this color, you're gonna take the 54 on roughly 1/3 of your brush, 1/3 of the brush. Don't worry that, you know, if you like let's say you see, oh, the color are mixing, right? Don't worry, because it's gonna use a more color like that. So, and then at the last step, you're gonna take the number 400, which is that color on the tip of the brush. So at the end, right, if you look at your brush, right, now you are taking 4 colors. So if we count all the green, because it's pre-mixed, the brush is in 1 green color. Then you're taking this the 朱砂, right? Then it's the 曙红, plus this one is 4 colors. Actually, it's 6 colors in total. Now let's look at the leaf. So today, the big 协议, right? We're gonna learn how to do the leaf. Let me show you on the phone. I think on the screen, you know. This is the leaf for the begonia grandis. Right? If you look at the leaf is like a bigger heart shape, but at the end is not separated so much. It's more like a very wide at the back, right? Then it goes to the front. And some will go more like the red color. This one are more green color. Of course, you know, we have more red color on the back. So if you look at it. Oh, so when we're painting this up in the big shade, how do we do the leaf? The leaf we are going to do, you see on the tape, we are having darker red. We need to put down the whole brush. You see, whole brush from here, right? My brush goes up and down here, right? You see, down, then go up again, down, and go up again, down, right? The whole thing, you need to actually go, this is half of the leaf, right? Because it has 2, right? So when you finish this one, you go up, then you finish one more, do one more, come back, and just come back. So in this way, right, you are having a color that's actually have very dark on the back end or the back side of the flower, right? Then you have a sharper on the tape. And on top of this, right, the lines we're gonna do later. But first, we're gonna learn the way to paint the leaf. So we're gonna do half of the leaf first, right? Then you go to the second half, right? So once you get used to paint this way, right? So see, the green, you don't have to go again to mix it, because earlier on you have all the green on the brush. So next one, right, you just keep on adding a little more red in your brush. Now let's do another one. Let's say we are doing a back facing, like this one. The back facing, so we are going to go up, then coming down, half this way, right? Then the other side, right? Instead of going this way, right? You are also going up, going up. Then you can do another half this way. Now this is more like the back side, sorry, not back side, the side view of the flower, right? So then you come back. This flower, very special, is actually the stem. If you look at the stem, it quite look like a bamboo stick because it's going like one section like that. So, sorry, hello. Yes. Block 333A. Correct. 12 344. Yeah. So you can put in the riser, and then you give me a photo. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. 333A. Yes. Thank you. Sorry. So after we do the leaf, so now we come back, same brush, no need to change the brush. So you can come back to do the stem. So the stem, red, we do more like a bamboo. Like so like one section by one section. And on this side, right, of course, you can connect back to the branches. Okay. Now let's do some more leaf. In the big sheet, one thing what you want to do is you're gonna go like different direction for the leaf, and then let's say we go for another leaf, like on this side, So see how we do, right? Because we know Chinese medium, we don't do overlapping, right? So if let's say you want to do a leaf behind this one, right? You need to leave it first, right? So we go up. So leave a small gap with the earlier one. So you do one side. Now take a little darker color on the tip of the brush. Now you go to the other side. See here, right? Then you're coming down one more. Now you have one leaf on the side view, but it's like more like a folded up, right? And then from there, right, of course, you can connect back to the main stem, right? So the whole plants, if you look at this photo here, the leaves are growing out separately, like coming up and down. The flower, right, will be under the leaf, right? So normally what we do, right, once you have one branches, you can come out, right, to do some of the small stem onto those smaller ones because the flower is actually dropping down, right? Just to put some stems so that later you know where to add. Now, of course, right, if you feel, I want some more leaf, not just this 3 leaf, right? Yes, of course, you can do more. Let's say we do another one, stem, coming down, and then go up. Now, let's say we want to do some behind. You can do like this, press down the whole brush, having some green on the tip of the brush, right? Then you have the other one coming back. Now this is become another leaf behind. Of course, in the actual painting, right, we want to show, it's not just all the leaves are separated, right? How there can be a lot more, what is called only the half of the leaf or small portion of the leaf you see, right? So you can still create some incomplete leaf behind. So that's how we do, right? See, let's see this way, we want a bigger one, right? So, okay, you see, you press down the whole brush, coming back. And on the other side, right, if you just add one small stroke for the folded leaf on the other side, then that's okay. You really don't have to be, every leaf has to be complete one. Right, this one come back, back. Right? So this is the leaf, right? Of course, in the we are having containing more colors, and then we can do the flower. For flower wise, we can take the medium size brush. Okay. Same size brush. And for the flower, if we want to go for pink color, so we're gonna need some white. The white color plus another color is actually number 54 in the M brand, or 390 in the Maurice brand. So we're gonna create some pink color. Okay. Just on the side. Same, the brush has to be white. Then you white the whole brush. And then we come back. We're taking a little red into the white, then we create more pink color here. Same thing, the whole brush, you need to get the whole brush in color. Of course, if you do bigger size, the whole brush will make a lot more sense. And then after you have the pink color on the tip, you take a little red, the 54 or the 390 color, a little bit, right? And then you come back. So now here is the important part. Compared to small shade, when we do small shade, right, let's say the 4 petals, right? We're gonna do more in a regular shape like this. So you're gonna do 1 petal, 2 petal, like 3 petal, and 4 petal. This is the normal way when we do small shade. When we do big shade, right, one thing we're gonna do on top of this, right, is that you should not only have very organized flower, but to show, because the overlapping, among all the flowers, right, it should be basically showing different sizes of the petal. And let's say I have very small one here, right, and then on the side also, I'll take a little more like that. That also can. So in this way, right, don't restrict yourself, just like I'm painting like a mask go for this one. The basically, right, when we do it, right, we want to focus more on the overall look and feel for the plants of the flower we do, right? So when you take overall, right, one thing, right, important is not single flower you do, right? It's the whole cluster of flower. When we do the whole cluster of flower, right? So something very important is actually the contrast. You see, I'm having less red in the stroke on the top, but I'm having more red for the petals under. See that? I'm having more red color for the flowers under. So that's actually how we do in big shade. Right? So we're gonna focus on the whole cluster of the flower, right? You see, this one not difficult in big shade because we don't say we want everything so organized, but instead we actually doing more like a little bit random, right? And then the flower will show more naturally. So once we have done a few like that, then let's say we have another cluster, also more red, and see like that. Now stroke wise, relax a little bit and then go for the flower. Like that 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then after that, right, take back just now the big brush. Take a little red color and we come back, right? Still need to connect all this. In between the flower also we have a little bit more connectivity. All right. So normally after that, right, what we can do, right? You can take another brush another clean small brush, and then now we're taking some yellow color. Just now we see how the flower, the center is yellow, correct? So now we just take some yellow color. Putting on some more yellow. And just taking that yellow and come back to the flower, right? We're gonna put a dot. Also in the big shade, right? You don't have to be like very accurate. I must put a dot here or there. Just a little random. So roughly around the center of the flower will do. Right? No need to go for, you know, like this is this flower and that one for the other flower. Now, one more thing in the big shade, we must use ink. This is actually a rule in the big shade. But the timing is more challenging when we're using the ink for the ones we already painted. Let's say the flower, the leaf, the color you apply under is still white. So now if we're taking the ink, so for the ink, right, we can take put some ink. There's another plate, and then you put in some ink. Now for the size, what we do is very small, right? So let's say you want to use the line brush to do, also can. But let's say you don't want to use the line brush, we can just take a medium-sized brush and take some ink. And for big shade, very important is actually the smudging. You know, normally we are afraid of smudging, but in the big shade, right, we actually wanted some smudging. That means in the center, you're gonna have lines there. Right? You're gonna put some more lines on the side. But when you do all these, you take notes, right? If your color below, right, is already dried out and you don't have the smudging effect. So what we do, right, you can take some more water, put in the color, right, and then do again. When you drawing all this, you can try a bit more random, right? Don't have to be. But remember the direction you are doing. Let's say this one is folded up, right? You need to do the lines this way, right? Same thing, right? Let's see this one, you're coming back. Everything will come back this way. So this is a simple one just for one flower, one plant plus little flowers, right? But of course, in the actual painting, we're gonna do more complex than this. We're gonna have more things there, right? But you know the whole concept, right, of creating the colors, right? Just now, the thing when we are using this number 55 color, or we so-called in the Maurice is 593, Sanlu. If you can look at the painting, that the green we have right now, right, is this color is much more brighter than the green we are using without this color. So that's something that we want to keep. Now, the last step, usually what we do, right, is that on the leaf, right, just now we saw the photo, right? On the leaf, they are having a lot of white dots. How do you create a white dots? It's just very simple. You take some more white color paints, right? Then you're gonna splash using your brush this way. So later we're gonna do in the final work together on that. But that also need to take notes the timing when you're splashing the white on top. Right? Okay, so far everything okay for this flower? No difficulty, right? It's more like the color we are using, right? You see, today we are using more colors, and the color you're gonna keep it more fresh. So when you use more colors, right, the transition, or we should call uh, the final once color is dried, right, it will shows more nice color. The less color you use, right, or the final one, it will not show so much colors inside the painting. Yeah, so that's when you, let's say you want to paint something that you like, or you can also try to combine. So observation is also very important, right? What kind of colors inside the painting, inside the object does it have, right? So try to use more, do more observation in real life, right? And then I think definitely help when you're creating the painting, right? Okay, so this is some of the fundamentals for this flower. Of course, we are for the final painting, we're gonna do more complex than that. And now let's talk about this flower. How do we do composition? Let's say we have rectangular paper, or if you have fun shaped paper, also can essentially the same process. Just going to draw out the whole paper. Again, right, we are going to use the same method. How we want to go, just before you know how to draw, right? So let's say just a simple one. From this one, we just put an S shape. I'm repeating this many times. I just hope this become a habit, right, when you paint it, because in Chinese painting, you plan the composition ahead is very important. So like once you have this, right, so we can just based on the plants, the flower is actually coming down from top, right? But we can do have a plant. Let's say this is a stem, you have multiple, we cross a little bit, and then you have some leaf here, right, on top also. Some more leaf, right? And then we're gonna have some flowers, right? But same the leaf where the leaf, the direction of should falls on composition line. Then let's say inside, you're gonna have some more branches. And then outside, we take another color marker, right? Now let's say we're gonna have more flower here. Bigger flower, small bud. Some just now we didn't paint the bud yet. Can have some more here. And then connect back also to the flower, right? Some more on the top also. Some more on the top also, on this side also. And some more flowers maybe on this side here. You also have some more flowers. But the whole thing is following the composition line that we want to go for this S shape in the painting, right? And then on this side, you see we have some more space, and it's actually going up, right? So how do we plan this part, right? Of course, right, let's say for this part, you want something like normal, we can apply some flower or the butterfly, we learned last class, right? If you see the butterfly that we do, we can plant one on top, they can plant the other one below. This is already forms a composition line in the painting. But of course, right, if you say, maybe I don't want a butterfly, I want something else, right? I want some bird here. Also can, right? If you want a bird, what you can do, right? You can have one branches coming up from here, right? See, coming down. Then you're gonna have some small bird like sitting there, and another one sitting here. For example, is looking at the flowers, right? Then have some maybe under here, right? You're gonna have some stones, another stones like that. So everything you plan, you should falls on the composition. But whether you do butterfly, you do two birds, you do the stones, right? You need to actually arrange them so that they are in a good composition. The reason I think I talk a lot about competition. Why we take it so important in a more advanced class, right? For competition is because nowadays, even in China, if you have competition or examination for Chinese painting, right? One thing very, very important is composition. So the first thing is how your composition goes. And then the second, they will look at your stroke, right? And brush technique. Okay, so this is the whole composition. So let's say if we are going to move it on the fine shape, it's exactly the same. So I don't need to draw again, right? But I just outline the whole thing in the fine shape. How does it look? You see, in the fine shape, we just follow the same thing. You can do like this. You come down a little, right? Then you see if you do a fine shape, you see I have no space for the stone, right? Because stone initially was down there. It's okay. If you're doing a fine shape, then you move the stone up a little bit. And basically the fine shape, when you're arranging everything, right? The direction of the things, it should go this way, this way, this way, this way. So it's actually, you can also take this curve as a horizon, right? So to arrange other things on top. Of course, we said the fine shape is used more as a frame. So that like a window, we look outside the window is what you see. But of course, you can arrange. You might see some landscape. The mountains their painting is like this, grows like that, and then some mountains. So in principle, the mountains should be like that. Then you see everything goes straight up. But how come in that type of painting, right? The mountain actually lean this way, going up and going to this way. This is actually in a fine shape. Normally, they will take this line as the horizon, right? So everything needs to be built on top of this curve here. So that's actually not wrong. That's actually one option in the fine shape painting. So when you look at that, right, don't think, that's wrong. That's not wrong. But it's actually two options, right? You can still do this, but then use the curve to cover up something below. Same like the green landscape we did last time, the green and the blue landscape. Right? So clear for the composition? Yes, very good. So then we can start to create a final painting. Of course, as a final painting, if you want to do birds, you can do some bird. If you want to do butterfly, last class we did the butterfly. You can do the butterfly. Yeah.
Stephen, just 1 second. I have to look for new colors. Some troubles I got with colors. Just one minute.
No problem. Yes. No problem. Yeah, take it. I also need to get the paper. It's okay.
Steven，
yeah, Lin
你身体比较好了吗？
我身体没事我身体没事。
很多人中那个 COVID 哦。
对，因为上次
你就是没有其他的症状吧？过后
我没有中，是一个同学他其实他在这边上课2个多小时，他一直在咳嘞，一直在咳嗽。
你知道啊，我在家里还是听到别人在马路上咳，你知道吗？很多人咳嗽。
对，然后他咳，然后他就第2天就跟我说他 confirm 嘛，因为第1天咳，我说你 OK 吗？然后他说他在家里 test ART 是 negative， 可是他咳得很厉害，然后他就第2天他就
ART 根本都不是 accurate 的，就是中国的方法就是最稳定的，可是没办法了，不然我们这边没有生意做。
对，所以他第2天他就 那个，你知道，他就跟我讲说那个他中了，我说哎呀，那怎么办？我就测嘛，我就 ART 嘛，自己 ART，现在到现在1个星期了嘛，就还好，没有
一直在
没有什么
在验的，验一
啊，
个月，很多人就是很长的时间，因为它
对对对
很容易中，所以很高的可能性就是没有，我不知道他现在好了吗？你和那同学？
那个同学他说他是拜3的时候那个地
可
他说
是他，哎呀，这个真是很麻烦的那个。
对对对，可是他后来也没有，因为他本身要出国的，说不懂他，因为他要去台湾嘛，说不知道后面是怎么样啊。
你看到是咳嗽还是出去？新加坡政府就是那个 messaging 不是很正确，很多人以为 ART 那个接咳嗽还可以出去做其他东西。
对对对，现在
哎，
是他是讲说，好像你positive 只要3天嘛，现在只是给3天，好像你就无论3天以后，无论是好还是坏，就都是可以出去。很麻烦
不要紧了，就是世界末日了啦。
啊，世界末日，太快了！你看这样下去，哎呀，这很麻烦。希望怎么讲呢？就是小心吧。
啊，
那很多同学也是都中了，这边也是很多。
很多人中，我的很多人就是很多。
对对。
可是我是在看，就是他们过后是怎么样的。因为如果不严重，我不觉得中国会管得这么严。我觉得他们是有很多问题的。
对他，现在中国现在好像是可以放开一点点，但是其实还是很严格的。
对，
他就
因为他们，
是
哎呀，其实我真的是觉得这个不是从那个天然是出现的，他们是在研究不知道什么东西。
对，那个不是上次那个好像是什么一个美国的
一定是了，那个美国他们政府就
自己
是
说嘛，
做这东西的嘛，他们自己承认。
不懂啊，这个搞到3年多了，现在已经很头痛。就是
你在
现在
中国的朋友，他们现在怎么样呢？有中过的，现在身体啊，
中过的比较少，因为中国它还是比较那个怎么讲，就是
他们控制的很好啊。
对，所以没有太多人中到这个病毒。就不像新加坡，差不多现在4个里面有1个要中过。
哦，我看一半了，多过一半了，他们就是没
对，
有啊。可是我是要知道他们长期的问题是怎么样的，因为哎呦，我觉得是很严重的。
对，这个
是感冒哦，这个不
对对，
是感
我这边有一个小朋友的妈妈，她中了2次了已经。
啊。我有朋友他中3次，
3次哇，
全部都中3次啊，
嗯
也是打了3次针。
但是她还好，没有什么 side effect。
不是整天就是咳嗽咯，
对
晚上咳的不可以不可以睡觉哦。
哎呦，很难的这样。
哎呀，不
因为这样
知道
下去也是不知道什么时候是个头啊。一直打那个vaccine也，我觉得人也受不了，一直打那个了。
那个是肯定的啦，
对呀，
是肯定的，不用讲了。可是我是在觉得，为什么我们到底会怎么样出来呀？就是世界末日，因为一半的人一定会中到，最少一半。那这一半的人，他们5年之内一定有问题的。不可能没有问题。如果是没有问题，我觉得中国他不会管得这么严。他们长期一定有问题。
对对，应该是了，应该会有这样的问题。很难的，真的是很难。
很难。可是我们
因为
新加坡不可以了，我们太小了，没有食物吃了。中国可以管得这么严，我们新加坡管就没有饿死了。
对啊，但生活是问题嘛，这边。
对，我们真的会饿死的。
对对，哎呀，不懂了，接下来会怎样？OK， 好，我们开始了啊。OK，we start 哈。Yeah. So first, right, same. We are taking the blue into the yellow, right? Then plus the 三绿 the 55, right? The color to do on the leaf. So we will take a bit. You can take a bit more water on the brush. So we need more colors. So take some more color. So the whole brush has to be in this color, right? Then we take 三绿. Right, then the whole brush in green color. Now we take the orange, not the orange, but the 朱砂, half of the brush. So half the brush.
这个是什么号码呢？
这个是52号，这个是52，然后这个是54，这个是53啊，52、54、53。
53是最尖的，最比尖的嘛。
对对对，53是最深的那个，在最后的这个笔尖啊，这个是胭脂啊，53 53啊，52 54 53 Right. So if you are going to go this way, that means the leaf is more pointing to this direction, right? So for the two leaf, what we're gonna do, right? Because very important, take notes the grain that you have on the brush. It should be shown so that you need to actually press down the whole brush until down here, right? Move one more. Then we have like half of the brush, half of the leaf on this side, right? Then again, the other side, now you can move down, right? So move using the other half of the brush coming up. So we have one leaf pointing to this side. Right. And some of the leaf, right, you don't have to go, full leaf like that, right? You can actually go, like the whole thing like that. Just pointing up a little bit, right, on this side. Then you can have the other half. And but very important, right, as mentioned just now, we try to show the green in the leaf painting. So let's say on this half, we have one this way down, right? So brush can go big stroke, and to press down, and the outside of the leaf or the shape don't have to be very clear. It's somehow like no need to be so clear how the leaf goes. And go one more, pass it down here, one. Go here, one more, like a little folding, a little folded. When you have more colors, right, when you're creating the painting, it has more what we call the shades. So you have the gray and a little sandy on top, right, which will make the painting look more fresh. Also on this side, let's say we start at the back, and so this way go up, and then you coming down one way, same like the practice one just now we did. Then on this side also, so you go up, coming down a little more onto this side, and then finish at the tape under. And you take some more green, and plus the color we just So you see all these leaves are separated. So you might want to create some leaf that's overlap. So that means this leaf under, right? Then of course you have the other half under, right? So creating a leaf under the other one. Right. So now once you create a few leaves, right, you can leave them for now, right? Then we'll come back to add some more leaf, right? So now what we do, right, take another brush, a medium-sized brush. We will do the stem, right? Of course, the stem you can use back just now the big brush, but the big brush has somehow, is losing the red color, right? So I'm taking another medium brush. Same thing, I'm going to mix the green, blue to the yellow, right? So we have some green. And then on the tape, we're taking the red, the number 53. And then we can come back and you see the leaf, we're going to connect all of them, right? So you can come from the end of the leaf, go back. As we mentioned just now, is this thing grows more like a bamboo. So besides the stem of the leaf, on the main body, for the branches, for the stem, right, we need to do more like bamboo. So you see under this, we want the whole thing in S shape, right? So we can actually move this way. One, stop, one more, stop, one more, stop. Just finishing at the end, right? Of course, we don't just have one more, because later on we're gonna add some more flowers, right? So here goes here. One more branch. And then you can also add some smaller branches inside here, right? Later, because it's gonna connect back to the flower. On the top, you might want to have one more. Okay, 1, 2. Then you see, when you're mixing a lot of colors, right, then the color gonna show like different shades. Now, one thing is we want to do, right, is before your flower, the leaf is dried, we want just put on the lines, like just now I mentioned, we want a little smudge in there, right? So you can just come back with the ink. Don't wait until it's fully dried. Then you can put on the lines on the leaf. So let it smudge a little bit. All right, so this, we have a basic structure for the leaf, where we are going to add in the flower and the leaf again. So very important, the steps during the painting. You are not going to, let's say I just finish all the leaf, then add the flower. It's not possible, right? Because when you're adding the flower, right, you still come back to add some more leaf surrounding the flower. So after that, see, taking the same similar brush just now, the medium size, we paint in the stem. You take a little more red on the tip of the brush, and then under the leaf, right, according to the composition, you want to have some more flower here, top, and on this side. All right, so that means we're gonna have some more stems, right? So here later you might add some leaf also, right? So we can do like from here, split a little more, right? And then from there, right, you can splitting into smaller stem, right? That's actually for the flower here, right? So you can come down a little more and have a little crossing also, right? Now on top, we also have some more, right? That means here, also some more. And they're coming back. Now this one connect back to this one. On the top, you might also want some more flowers. You can go this way.
Steven，那个叶子的边缘可以画黑线吗？
叶子的边缘不需要画黑线。
哦，我有画可以吗？
有画也是 OK 的，可能等一下我们看一下效果啊。其
可以
实这个叶子
参吧。参有些有画，有些没有，可以吗？
也是可以的啊，因为大协议里面其实都不是说一定要说有啊还是没有啊，这些都不要紧，主要是看它的整体的效果，对，那个比较重要啊。So we have some more flower here. You can go up and go down from this part, right? But you can also splitting. So go one more.
那个线有就是水的效果 OK 哦，因为还是
有水的效果是可以的，
就是有那个smudge。
smudge 一点点 OK 的，不要特别的干，特别干也不好看啊。对。Right. So now we can start to add some flowers. So taking the pink on the brush, on the tape, taking the red. Now for this direction, our brush, I'm gonna go this way, right? So you can go this way. So the dots, you have one flower petal. As mentioned just now, right? You don't have to go very organized and must have 4 petals, right? I must go 4 petals like that. No need. It's more like you can go a little bit more random, right? Like having the dot stuff like that. On the bottom one, you might want to have more darker red on the tip of the brush. See some more here. And let's say you want to do some bud. Some bud would be a bit reverse way. See the reverse way, the tape, the red color pointing downwards for the flower bud. This one later we also need to connect back to the stem. So here, right, we still have flower. More flower here. Some more bud. When you're painting in begonia, all the flowers, as we mentioned, it really don't have to follow the real pattern of the flower, but it's actually to show the look and feel. That means for this flower, because it's as a cluster, right? So when you're painting this cluster of flowers, right, you need to take notes of how does that cluster feel, give the feeling that it gives to you, right? So the bud. Yeah, for this type of flower, more important, right, is what we call the transition. That means in the petal, you're gonna have like pink to red. And also the direction, you also don't have to always be outside in, outside lighter, inside darker. Right? It can also be reverse way. That means outside darker, inside lighter also can. So upper one go more lighter. Lighter means, you know, we don't have so much red in it. So currently all the petals, right, you adding, you can add a little random, right? Oh, don't worry, later all these stems, right, you need to come back add more stem inside the flowers. Remember, some outside I can go a little bit. That's the we say Chinese meaning for 被协议. Once you know the steps and the way to do it, right, it's actually quite enjoyable. You don't, because the thing, you don't have to restrict your brush to do certain stroke. More like a repeating to get the look and feel. After you adding all these, you can come back. Take just now the brush, painting the stem. Now we come back to add some more smaller ones. You see this one here, right? We want to connect back, right? So you have a dots as a base, right? And to connect back. All these connect back. Some of the small bud, under the bud, you might put a little ink, black dots, so that it shows the connectivity to the stem. So it's after you add in some black dots, it will look a bit more natural. So now you see adding some structure, right? Then you see, oh, I have some more gaps here. Some more here. Can I add in some more leaf? Yes. So for there, we can still use back just the same leaf brush, doing the grain. The same, we have some more red. And on the tape, right? On the tape, you can even take a little ink also can. So because you are creating some more leaf behind. So you have the front leaf, the flower in the middle layer, then we have some leaf behind. So you take a little darker one. See, the darker one, how you're gonna go like that. So on the tip of the brush, you're taking a little more ink. Also, because we cannot overlap, right? So you just leave a small gap behind. Of course, you can create a more leaf. Let's say I want another one just behind. This one can go down a little bit behind this leaf. Of course, here I can add some more leaf. For big Xi, don't worry too much about the whole as long as you are giving the leaf in the correct order, then that should be fine. And then we need some lighter one, just behind. Lighter leaf. To fill in the gap and also to create the leaf behind. Okay. Then we can start to put some yellow. Remember, the yellow can be a little more random, right? You don't need to be so restricted to certain parts of the flower. Some of the leaf behind, you can also draw the lines. right? So we finish half of the painting. As a composition, it goes curve this way, and then we need to go curve that way. So for the other side, if you want to use the butterfly that we learned last week, we can do the butterfly. Of course, if you want to do some bird, also we can do some simple bird like the sparrow, you know, all those very simple small bird. Let's say we try the sparrow, small sparrow on the left hand side. So we can go this way, down, and then up, right? So we can have, because this flower represents the meaning is like missing the person you love, right? So you can do like 2 sparrow. So take the brown color, the 18, sorry, the 14 brown color. In the Marie is 684. And then we take the medium sized brush. Then we can do a sparrow on here. The normal way, sparrow, you can use also the line brush to get the big done. Take the smaller line brush. First, we're going to take some ink. And let's say we do the beak. The first one. The beak goes like this. A small triangle like that. Right. Then you can have the eyes, right? So we go a little detail for this sparrow instead of the normal very big shade style to give some more contrast. Then take the brown brush, come back, right? On this side, you're gonna have the head. Press down a little bit. The sparrow, they have a white cheek. Press down a little bit. Right. On the white cheek, they have a black dots. So you have a black dot here. You go for the wings. Put the brush down. Have a wing here. Then you take another brush, get a bit lighter ink, right? Then on the tape, you take a little darker ink. You come back to the lower side of the bird, under the beak. So we go this way, press down, a little more, right? So this is the tummy area for the bird. Of course, right, the beak change a little bit. Right, normally if you look at the sparrow, right, this part is all black surrounding the beak and eyes. And then the dark ink, we will go back, see, under the wings, we can go in. It's gonna smudge a little bit, but that's what we wanted actually. So outside, I can have some long feather. That's for the wing. From long to short. Then the other side also. Long. Smudging a little bit. Fine. Then come back. And then under that, right, put the tail. Proportion wise, don't worry, for this flower, right, the bird should be similar size like this big. But in the flower painting, usually we will go a little more smaller for the bird. Otherwise, the bird will be too big, so the whole picture will look very strange. Under the body, we go a little rounder, finish the body part. Let's see for the second bird. For the first bird. For the second bird, we put it behind. The beak. Down there. So the eyes and the black dots. But the eyes need to be careful because right now it's white, so it's gonna smudge a lot. So what we usually do, right, is if you paint the head first, right, you can get that later. A little bit black for this part. And we take the brown color on this side of the body. Take the lighter and darker on the lower side. Coming down on this side. So it's like these two birds are actually looking. This one looking at the other direction. This on the eyes, we wait for a while, right? Before we actually apply the color. And the other side, we put the wing there. Under that, we put the claw. Put the eyes. It's gonna smudge, but don't worry, because we have another last step to add in. The whole black is fine. Later we're gonna put in the white dots. Right, then you can take some brown plus a little ink. Right, so we're gonna do the branches that these birds are sitting on. Right, so we can start from the corner, going up. Twisted your brush a little bit, right? So it's actually coming down one this way. coming back, split into one branches. Because we want to keep composition, right? So the next we need to actually coming down instead of going up. And this one will come back this way, this way. So build a relationship between your tree branch and the flower. On top, right, you have another branch, actually to balancing the composition, come down a little more. Here, split behind, so that means more behind, right? After that, we will fix the eyes with the little white pins. So one is coming to the eyes. Put the white dots. And put a white circle there. The second also put the white dots. And you put a small white circle around it. And some of these white paints can also apply right on the face. That means under here. Surrounding this part also. You want to go a little neck. Across the sparrow, we have some dots on the body, black dots. Come back. Behind, we can also put out some leaf of a very simple one. I don't have to be a very big one. Small leaf on the branches. So it doesn't show like this one only branch, nothing there. So we also put out some small green. So until here, right, you see the composition is already done. But let's say you still want, let's say just now we say there's a rock behind. You want to add some more rock here. Instead of adding the other, you can put under, you can put behind, but this is not necessary. You must put. You can just do a very rough, but for behind now, the overlapping parts we can't do in Chinese pinyin. So what we do, if you really want to put behind, you can put a very light rock with the structure behind. On the trees, you put on some dots. Hello. Oh, you from which company? Sorry. Oh, okay. Can you just put in the riser, for the okay. Yeah, put in the riser. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye. Now you see how after this just now I mentioned now you want to add backgrounds there, can. You want to add background here, also can. Because the S shape, we say you can go this one down, up, down, and go up again. So you can add some more here, also fine. I would just paint a little bit on this side. So we take the black ink side. So we just do a stone, a rock on this side where the flower grows up, right? So use the side of the brush, see, very gently, just to do the structure of the stone. No need to go very, straight line because it's big CE. So the way you should try more. This way, go the brush. And on this side, come back a little bit. Yeah, overlapping parts of we actually just skipping the parts for the overlapped. Or you can just do beside the plants. if you still remember the landscape, we said the stone, right? Outline, texture, dotting, coloring, right? And the wiping. That's the steps we learned. First, you can do outline, right? Then you can do the texture. Well, we actually do that together, right? So next one, just coloring. You can color a bit lighter brown on top. This one don't have to wait until the color is dry. You can just color on top over. There you can also have some grass.哎，OK，右边可以画石头，the stone on the right hand side，
哪里呢？
就是这个，
画两个吧。
你画这边，这里啊，画一点石头。
对，我画我最
对，可以的啊，那叶子画的很好，那个花可以画的再花瓣再多一点，也好看。哦，已经画完了哦。OK，那个小鸟的那个 脸上哦，如果你有白色，可以放一点白色，放一点
哦
白色。嗯嗯，
嗯，
不错啊，你的那个用笔的技巧现在不错啊。那个我看得出那个镜，现在画的很好，画那个镜啊。
哦，
对，那你有说？
Yes, but I'm not
Oh,
good. Huh?
oh, you have a
Everything is wrong. So the combination of the colors, everything.
the leaf is correct. The leaf color is correct. Oh, I think the flower maybe a bit lighter, right? Are you mixing like the a bit orange, like the 52 color with the white, right?
No, I have Marie, so
Oh,
I think I was mixing 390
oh, 390.
with 400.
For the
390
flower
with
petal.
white, and after I took 400, it's very big contrast.
I mean the flower petal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it would because you take 400, the inside will be more dark. Yeah, correct. Yeah, then I think outside the color is more white, more lighter. So that's why the contrast is bigger. But more like you see the color we use here is actually less contrast. That means the 390 plus the white become the pink. Then on the tape, you take 390. So don't take the 400. 400 is very dark like this. So the contrast is too big. The big xie one thing we usually do in the big xie, right, is that we kind of go after a little bit blurry effects, in the big xie, comparing to small xie we did, or we go more clear stroke, for the outline, for the structure of the things. But for big xie, right, it's more like it gonna blurry the things out. You see the flower we do also is not very clear structure, which flower is which one. But it's gonna show a bit more, just the feel of that cluster of flowers that they are coming together, right? Then the type of feel only. The detail one, actually no need. This is sometimes, if I paint one, I see I also missing, this should have some stem connect to the
It's
flower.
okay.
So you need to
No,
look.
before it was better without stamp.
Yeah, but if you get used to paint this way, you will feel very relaxed when you're painting, because it doesn't really we don't really go after the shape, the accurate shape, or accurate the color, right? But instead, we just to get a rough feeling of that scenery gives to you based on the composition. So, although you see the whole painting, we didn't see any real photo of the plants or real photo of the bird, but we arrange based on the composition lines. Then we put everything inside. So that's why I think that's the parts of the Chinese painting compared to the color, right? That is more like you use your imagination, you can create. Of course, right? All the fundamentals is still, we need to observe more, look at more of the things. Let's say in your garden, you look at the flowers and try to think about what kind of feeling you have, right? And let's say the warm feeling or some very cool feeling, right? Those because the temperature also, things like, so you kind of need to show that in the picture also, in the painting, right? How you using the color, how you using the stroke and the contrast in the painting, right? All these, right, is come into, when you create your own paintings, those points are very very important. So getting the things, I think you all have no problem getting the things correctly according to composition, right? It's more like those details, right? How you use colors, right? And how some of the stroke. I think for Nelly design, you see some of the stems, right, is breaking a little too much breaking. Yeah, because you see it's more like a bamboo, but you see when I do, right, it's still I don't have too much gaps. It's still very close. Otherwise, it's look a bit too broken. Yeah. But also you see the stem, you can separate it. You can do thick one, you can do thin one. So the contrast, it will come out, some like mean branch, and some goes like, yeah. But it's very nice you put it in the vase, This is, yeah, something that because this flower do grows, people grow that in the vase and it's more. And another thing is actually the stem, right? You see the stroke here, a bit too straight. So if you curve up a little bit, you see, you can curve up like a bit round.
Yes.
To show the flower, in certain direction. Yeah. But when we break in the stroke, we tend to go straight, very normal. But you do good on this side. See all the curve here. But only this part, the curve is a bit too broken. But other than that, I think the leaf you do well. All the lines, the color transition. The flower, yes, I think it's more because of the contrast. It's too much contrast. Yeah. But anyway, this type, right? Because when we are having more classes, we are going more big CE. It's actually more relaxed to paint, but you can think about from the points I mentioned, right? When you see a thing, whether from a photo, what kind of feeling you have. Let's say you have a very warm feeling, then the color you can go for warmer side. The color you can choose. And then let's say you paint a winter scenery, and we go for more ink driven, like we have more gray, white, and black color, right? So that it shows more cool tones, right? More gray color will actually go small. That's actually how the color shows the feeling of the painting. But composition wise, I think definitely through every class I emphasize how we create a composition. You have no problem to do that. Yeah. So the thing for our class is also important. Also, right? We are painting each class. We are going for a new subjects, right? So it's kind of like sometimes a bit too short, just for one class to master something. But if let's say the class, the contents, you like it and you want to have to dig more into it, right? You can also let me know, right? Let's say certain flowers you like, but you still feel you like to do, but you still feel like you want to know more, right? You can also suggest to me, right? And then I can make a class on that. I think that's also more actively, right, to create a painting that you because you like the subjects, then sometimes you paint even better. That's what my experience is. Like yeah, of course, you like the animal, then you're gonna paint better one. Like that's actually my observation for the classroom also. We have classmates who like something, then they do good on that. They don't like it. Like Nelly, you don't like rooster, right? We have another classmate in the class. They don't. She also don't like rooster. So when she paint rooster, she's like, I really don't. She has experience that the rooster actually bite her. So, but anyway, yeah. These are the things to take those for 笔写意 it's actually more relaxed way to paint, but it's more right now we are more focusing on the overall look and feel. Okay, so for today, also the title of this painting. So I'm gonna write. Oh yeah. So the title, because it's Chu Hai Tang, means this flowers in the autumn season. But it's actually earlier than chrysanthemum, so it's not. So the title for this painting, what we can write is Chu Yi Nong. The Chu, this one. I will write the standard one. This means autumn. Chu Yi. Yi means the feeling, right? Right. Then no means very strong feeling for the autumn, because in Chinese culture, right, autumn, right, we have a festival, right, which is the 9th of September. So 9月9, right? And on that festival, 重阳节, right, is you're missing your family, you're missing your, let's say, your husband or wife, and basically you're missing the person very close to you, but you can't see them, right? You are celebrating that festival. So 秋意浓, right, is actually because that festival is autumn. So 浓 means strong. So you have a very strong feeling of the autumn. Also, what's the meaning of this begonia grandis, right? Begonia grandis. This flower, what it carries in Chinese culture. So this is standard way how to write the title. Of course, we can write also the connector style. So this way, to right, this for the title. So usually where do you write this on? You can write on top here, right? Then you sign your name, then you chop seal here.
Steven， 我的没有位置。
没有位置啊，我看一下。您可以写在这里这里这个地方，你这边还有位置
是横着写吗？
不是这样写，你这样写的话就是秋意浓，这样写可以。秋意浓
靠着那个写住，
靠着那个线就可以了。
哦，
不然的话你就是写上面也可以的，这样秋意浓，然后写一个 signature line 也是可以的。
我看一下。
我写在上面这个。
是从右到左。
对，就是从
右到左。可是我的不是吧？
你的也是要这样写啊。
对，从右到左。
对 ，traditional 都是
我只是写字那边下面，我上面没有位置。
你这边就是秋意浓，是从上向下的。
OK，
你要这样写秋意浓，要 align 去那个线。
Steven，你可以发给我那个简单不是行书的。
好，看一下。Okay. Right, so yeah, I think we finished the painting today. But like I mentioned, if you have some subjects that you really want to try out, maybe like we mentioned before, Nelly, you are in Europe, you have some more beautiful flowers that we didn't see in Asia, right? Those you can just send us some more photos, right? We can do some more. I think also the class we having is more, can go more according to the real life, you know. I think there's also the mindset difference, you know. Sometimes what I found out, like classmates that outside China, right, it's more, I wouldn't say realistic, but it's more the painting. Sometimes you want to go for more the things you can see. Yeah, those are the some. Let's say you have a very flower that you like a lot, right? Then you want to paint according to that flower, and we use the Chinese painting method to paint that. Yeah, so I think, yeah, always for Lin also, if you have the subjects that you want to do, right, that we didn't cover before, or even we covered before, but you want to, let's say, to create a bigger painting or a bit different composition, now we can also do that. Yeah, so don't be stressed, you know, because usually what I told classmates, you know, some classmates in the classroom is one, because we go very fast. That means, you know, in 2 hours, we practice one round, paint one round. As I always told all the classmates, all those very good paintings you see nowadays from those masters, right? They have done many times. That one painting at least 3 or 4 times, and they keep the best one, and then the rest. If you know the Wu Guanzhong, right, the one famous that donates a lot of painting in Singapore, he has a habit. If he's not happy with his painting, he will destroy it immediately. But he's still keeping a lot of, let's say, one painting landscape. He actually have a few versions that he liked, but essentially you can see it's the same painting that he improves. You know, each time we're gonna have some more improvements on that. So any subjects, right? At least, you know, you need to paint a few rounds to master the things inside. So we enjoy the painting process is one thing, but If let's say the subject you really like, you can try more practice, offline, which definitely help. I can guarantee you that. Okay. All right. So have a nice weekend, right? I will see you next week. I'll send you all the
Yes,
things.
thank you, Stephen. You too. Have a
you.
good weekend.
Yeah.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.